Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Hargraves, and I have opened your draft area for your paper that I want to point out to you. Gives you, the structure of what I expect. Um, Only the part one is due first, and that's 75% of your paper, so it's based on a score of up to 75 points. So if someone, has deductions according to the rubric, 5 less than 75 is 70 over 75. So that's why be careful when you're looking at the rubrics not to skip certain areas that could give you a large deduction in your draft of part one. The template I also provide helps you see what I expect your paper format to look like. You do not need a running head. You do need a page number. Your full title, see how this, just the first letter is capitalized and it's bolded. Okay, and this is exactly how you have to have it. Um, when you come on down, again, 1-inch margins on each side. Every paragraph should be indented. If this was your part one, that would be like your title of your paper is repeated. So here on page one is your title. On your second page, you repeat the title again, and then you start right off. No space. And you keep coming down. Now, if you have subheadings, again, part one, you don't have to say introduction, but you can start putting some of the rubric headings, but be creative. Don't say word for word what I have in the rubric, because sometimes that has created some similarity, because I've been teaching this course for a number of years, and those words, if you use the whole title of the rubric, it's going to have a problem. So just give yourself a little bit, like, say theory, nursing theory. You can say something like that, or that won't flag it for theoretical framework, right? Rather than use the exact title. And then you're going to come on down, and like say your part two, if you wanted to, that would be another level one heading of part two. So part one and then part two. And the subheadings to the left would be all the areas in the rubric. You just want to remind yourself, like an outline to include, so you don't have point reductions. Okay. Your references, I encourage you guys to go to citefast.com. It will hold on to all of your references for papers going forward. It's a free resource, and it will fix it so that your format is correct. Like when you look at this format here, it basically has author, like, it's explaining to how it should look, right? And then it's italicized name of the journal, right, on the volume page. But it'll do it for you, and I have found it pretty accurate. So I want you to understand it so that even you could be able to tell if there's an error. So you're still responsible to make sure that it's accurate. If you use that tool, I don't make you cite fast, but you could. That would be more honest if you did that. But honestly, that's fine. I would rather you do it correctly than lose points there. Sometimes I have people, they forget to bold this. They'll write bibliography. They'll have this, and then, sometimes way below the page mark, it starts almost, like, not in the middle of the paper, but pretty spaced down, probably 5 sentences down, and I'm like, it's so obvious that it's wrong. Remember the page break, that you learn that feature. So if I did a page break, um, after this area here, and especially, after doing my references, that's a way to protect um, anything from spilling off and throwing all the format off. All right. So these are just tips for you. Please take advantage of them. It'll really make a difference, and you won't be because I really can't go back and forth. I've already had the writing center and the library come to you. I expect you to use these resources, and if you're not using them, don't ask me these questions, because obviously you're not paying attention to the details of the assignment. Okay, so we need to be detail oriented as nurses. Can't call a doctor with something where you already have an order unless it's incomplete, right? So I've given you complete instructions. Please use them. Thank you very much.